Hey again, guys. So, we're all still cooped up. Gives me time to look through my cards and find different things. So, I've been rummaging around and I have found all kind of different stuff to show you. It's going to be a little longer than most of my videos because I just found all kind of stuff. So, let's take a look at some cards and some other things. First, on a recent video, I showed you the Lake to Lake Braves card here. And I had explained to you that these were attached to a milk carton. They were stapled to a milk carton, so most of them have a staple. And then when you would cash them in, you could cash them in for products, and they would put a hole punch. So it's hard to find them in great condition. So I wanted to show you what it looks like with the staple there. These ones have a staple. And then this one actually has a hole punch. And I specifically picked these up because I wanted them as they were. Now that hole punch sometimes is a complete hole. This one they happen to do on the corner there. So, they're kind of cool. These cards are hard to find. And they also had Football Lake to Lake. So here's a Paul Hornung. These are tough to find too. They did the Packers. And here's Jimmy Taylor. And this is what these look like on the back. These are just in incredible condition for these cards. Of course, the Bart Starr is the most expensive one in the set, I believe. And it makes sense. Then the Braves also had some spick and span different cards in the early to mid 50s. I think they issued 4 or 5 different types of sets. One was a postcard set. Here's a Joe Adcock. And this is actually a postcard back. Of course, the most expensive cards in this card is the Hank Aaron, of course. And the second one's probably Warren Spahn and Eddie Matthews. Now that's a postcard size. They also issued these oversized cards. Here's Lou Burdett. And these are blank back. So you can see the difference in size. So Spick and Span was a dry cleaner in the Milwaukee area. Lake to Lake was, I guess, a convenience store or a grocery store, something like that. Here is a Nomura Japanese card. You know, I keep getting these Japanese cards. He has the second most home runs in Japanese baseball history behind Sadaharu Oh. Hall of Fame player. Great card. And in 1978, they issued Slim Jim cards. These discs that you could cut out of Slim Jim boxes. So I have a few of these laying around. And this is what they look like in the Slim Jim. This is how they came. Here you have a box. And you had the punch-out discs there. So those are pretty cool. What else do we have? At McDonald's in 1975, they issued some quarterback cards. And they were coupons, and you could get a quarterback. Clever, huh? There's a Terry Bradshaw. There were 4 issued. Kenny Stabler. And these had different color backs. It's red, that's a green. Interesting. I don't know why they chose to have all yellow on the front and different colored different colors on the back. Not sure why. And I don't remember the year these were made. I could look it up real quick. But Popsicle issued football cards that featured teams. So these came in popsicles. Around, I want to say around 1974, 75, 76, somewhere in there. So they featured all the teams. So I have the team set here, or the set, all the teams. Of course, my favorite's my Pittsburgh Steelers. And speaking of Steelers, Burger King issued this stand-up kind of, I don't even know what it is, jersey of Hines Ward. I can't really see in there. I don't know how you stand this up, but I guess it's a stand-up, and it has the jersey and so forth as a display. And here's some 1982 Kellogg's football cards. And this one's kind of cool because that would be Chris Collinsworth's rookie season. 82 was his rookie card. And, of course, it has my Franco Harris. You see these a lot already, perforated, cut out. But you don't see these too often in a full sheet. Although they're out there, you can certainly find them. Here is an old flyer to order the old Sports Illustrated posters. I believe this is from 1970. This predated me a little bit. I had some posters shortly after this. I had Franco Harris, Rocky Bleier, Roberto Clemente. Man, I would love to have my Clemente back. But I hung it on my wall. Over the years, it got in really bad shape. I moved it around. I don't have any of those posters left. I just have a picture of the Franco and the Rocky in the background. What else do we have? Here's American Oil Company. You can see there. And that's a Gale Sayers. These came in, there were two of them. They were connected. And some of them featured like players and their wives. So it was like them at home. There's one player that was playing a guitar with his wife sitting next to him. There's a nice Deacon Jones in this set that I'd like to get. Here are some Wheaties stamps of some football players. You got Mike Ditka. Now the baseball stamps they issued in 64, I'm not sure if that's the same year. Oftentimes they'll do the baseball one year and the football the following year or vice versa. So not sure if these were issued in 64 like the baseball ones. You don't see these very often. Y.A. Tittle, Herb Adderley, and Jimmy Taylor. Jim Taylor. Us Italians, we if your name's Joe, you become Joey. If you're Jim, you become Jimmy. We always put a Y at the end. So, in 1974, Fleer issued these football patches, and this is a unopened pack of these. So they featured the decals of the different teams. And you're probably familiar with Jack Lambert's rookie card. Well, this Pepsi disc is from his rookie season. Well, from the same season as his rookie card. He was actually drafted in 74. His first card came out in 76. So this is a 76 Pepsi disc. Alternative rookie card, I guess, kind of thing. Wilson made these posters, and they're like miniature Sports Illustrated posters. Here's Dave Concepcion. These are really great. And who remembers the old 7-Up ads with the baseball players? You remember? Dave Parker, Mike Schmidt, and George Brett. I remember those commercials. And here we have a Topps flyer, some sort of promo for the 1979 Topps football set. And since it's got my Steelers and Terry Bradshaw, I had to get it. Of course, everything had the Steelers back then. They were in movies. What was that one? Hooper, Smokey and the Bandit, where Mean Joe Green tackled the car. And, of course, the famous Mean Joe Green TV commercial. And Lynn Swan, he was always on The Tonight Show and stuff, talking about his ballet. Steelers got a lot of notoriety back then. And I have a few 1966 Topps football cards. I'm just going to show you the highlights, the better players from my set. Here's a Don Maynard. I love this set. They're great cards. Of course, probably my favorite one in the set is Joe Namath. I also love this Allworth. He was a great receiver, ahead of his time. And I love this Lenny Dawson. It's a great card. Tough card to get in good condition. Fred Biletnikoff. It's not, those of us who grew up in the 70s, we remember he was bald with the long hair in the back. So, George Blanda from my hometown. Used to golf with his brother. His brother was an All-American linebacker at Pitt. And he was actually supposed to be the better athlete, but he blew his knee out in college. Jim Otto. Bobby Bell. And George Sauer. Probably one of the better receivers a lot of people haven't heard of. Of course, unless you watched football back then. Nick Bonacotti. And Matt Snell. Then, in 1947, they issued these, and they're called Parades Sportive. And they issued these for hockey players and also for baseball players playing in the minors in Montreal, so the Royals. Which means that for the baseball players, there were two big names. Pepper Martin had a card issued because he played there at the end of his career. And there was a rookie in 1947 you might have heard of named Jackie Robinson. And his is the most expensive card in the set. I'd love to get that. But here's the Montreal Canadiens. And this features the Rocket. You know, they won all kind of championships back then. They won a whole bunch. They were pretty dominant back then. So these feature hockey players. And they're pretty cool if you're into oversized cards. The Jackie Robinson is a pricey one. I want to say it goes for somewhere like $800 to $1,200. Of course, depending on condition. But I don't follow prices all that much, but I think it's somewhere in that ballpark. And it's a nice one, too. So, that's what I have for you now. Now, I'm locked up for a while, as you are, more. So, I'll probably be digging more stuff out to show you. But as always, thanks for watching.